Hi everyone, I'm Donna Lopez and this is ETS, Energetic Transmission Sessions. And this is your mid-month energy forecast for April 2019. So if I look away, I'm looking at my calendar on my phone. We're going to look at the 15th to the 19th. See what's going on. Well, the first word they're telling me is work. And then I'm also hearing worked. So they're saying make sure that there is more work coming up for all of us, but they're saying make sure that you don't get worked by the work. Take time to have a breather. Don't become breathless. Don't run faster than life. It's cute because I feel like I'm just saying these sayings. What other saying wants to come up? They're also saying that there is going to be, you're starting to get ideas, all right? And these ideas are starting to percolate. And you're going to want to start sharing what it is that you're receiving, thinking about, exploring, thinking about doing, thinking about implementing. But I see it really starting to brew and things starting to pop and crack and heat up. Okay, so just know that you're in this percolating kind of a time of growth, of inner growth. As they say, you plant the seed and we don't know what's happening beneath the soil. Well, right now the roots are starting to get happy and starting to spread out and, you know, starting to really take hold. All right, so just allow this growth and this development time to come up. But I do see that you may go into networking, connecting with others, and really I'm hearing the hive, into the beehive, into the hive of talking about what it is that you're wanting to create with like-minded individuals that are worker bees as well, that will assist you. Okay, and they're saying, it's really interesting, they said don't challenge yourself. But they're saying allow the challenges to enlighten you and promote you into the space that you're moving ahead into. Interesting. Also, for some of you, I see some moves, some change. Could be a transfer, something of that sort. That's closer to the end of that week. I see that change. They may move you from one office to another office, from one location to another location, but I see a change, and this is all work related in that regard. And for a lot of you, you are actually physically changing, like you are taking up, you're moving your residence, all right? Because it's like somebody, you know, well, I won't tell you what I'm saying, but just that's what I'm getting. And I'm hearing his story. So be aware that you are, I feel like somebody's going to be telling you their story, but it's their story. It's not history. Okay. Although they may bring it to you as it's history. And they said, no, it's his story. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to someone else. Somebody else's perspective on the nature of truth or reality. All right. Yes, I do see you also separating the chaff from the wheat. What's substance and what's not substance. So they're telling you to use some discernment this week. Really separate and discern for yourself what is useful and what's not useful. What is the truth? What's not the truth for you? For some of you, I see sweeping changes. It's just like all of a sudden big changes. All of a sudden, wow, like look, we're already on this. We're doing this new thing, like a new chapter, a new time, a new day, new beginnings. Yeah. They're saying near the end of that week, do not get irritated by details or by someone else's adherence to details. All right, that feels pretty good. Let's look at the 20th and the 21st. 21st is Easter. So happy Easter to everyone. Lots of activity, lots of activity, lots of running around, getting ready, not just around Easter. I just see a lot of you very busy, especially with this fast move that's coming for some of you. It's going to be like, I got to pack up my whole house right now, that kind of situation. So I just see a lot of activity. Everybody's kind of like waking up sleepy eyed, just like wake up, new day, new dawn, time to get to work. Yes, a lot of you are feeling very strong physically. And even are showing that to others, like, look how strong I've gotten, look at what I've accomplished, look what I've done. And they said that's very important that you do that. But they're also saying that don't get blurred by physical strength, or um, it's as though it's obscuring some of the details they want you to pay attention to. Some of the strengths that they would like you to notice are the strength of grace, forgiveness, letting things go, um, balancing out the checkbook. Hmm. If you've been given, give back. If you've, etc. Yes. Hmm. I see some independence for some of you, moving out on your own, new destinations on your own. Um, I feel really good about it too. It's like I've been wanting to be on my own. I've been wanting to be independent. And I see you really going out beyond what you thought was possible for yourself. And very grounded and astute and ready for these changes and ready for this journey of independence. I also want to say, don't let anybody else try to make you keep time to their rhythm. It's like I almost feel like some of you have somebody that's like around you, that's it's almost like hearing somebody click 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 down the hallway coming towards you, and it's like you get tenser and tenser, like, oh, they're watching me, or oh, I have to be careful, or oh, straighten up. And they're saying, don't allow yourself to be affected by the intensity of somebody else's sense of discipline. It's not, just be aware of how you're feeling. They may choose to be that way, but be aware of how you're feeling, thinking, in that with that vibration, and just step back and say, wait a minute, that's them, that's their personality, that's how they are, but that's not how I need to become, simply because of the feeling of their presence. Their opinion of me, their ideas about me are not as important as my own. Mm-hmm. For some of you, I see you've also gotten to the end of a journey, and I see you, it's like time to kind of cool down. It's almost like if you were on a long bike ride, and now you get off the bike, you're walking beside the bike, and you're like, all right, that was good. That was a great trek I went on. So for some of you, I see, especially as we move into Sunday, it's like a time of contemplation, a time of reflecting on where you've been, what you've seen, and what you've done. And really, they're saying, and the treasures that you gain through the memories and the impressions that you received along the journey. So this be a very reflective time. All right, let's look at the 22nd to the 26th, which is Monday to Friday. It's funny because they're going, cheerio, cheerio. I don't know if that's something to do with UK, London, English, but I'll give that too. But I feel good about that. It's like, cheerio, I'm on my way. I'm off to have a good time, or off to work. I feel very good, very lighthearted, and very, like, my steps are light, like I'm being carried forward. I'm being carried forward. And they're saying you're going to be carried forward. You're going to be carried forward even to a space of like, gee, I've never done this before. I've never navigated this terrain. I can't really see where I'm going, but I'm having a good time, and I've got the right attitude, and I'm fulfilling my potential, and I feel very good about it. So they're saying it's just such a good feeling of trust and faith and confidence. Yes, it's like being much lighter, having a lot more fun. And I feel that any sort of there will be some grace, forgiveness, but there also will be some tender kind of like nurturing along the way. But it's almost if somebody's taking a ribbon and saying, "Now get in there and do it." But, a ribbon is very light; it's not heavy. It won't hurt you, and so I feel it's just this gentle nudging forward, nudging forward. I also see a very good sense of accomplishment by Thursday, so that'll be before Friday, which is nice. It's almost like the king sitting at the knight's table. It's like they went into battle, they did what they were supposed to do, and now they're here at the round table, congratulating others, but also saying, "Good job done, good journey, good job." Yes, and for some of you, you're starting to get some new ideas. You're going to feel this around Friday. It's like I actually notice if you find yourself scratching your forehead, because it's almost like on some of you, your third eye's starting to open up and some ideas are starting to percolate in there. And they said you're going to start to have a lot of things come to fruition, a lot of things that you've thought about, imagined, dreamt of. It's like they're coming in, coming in, coming in. So it's like and they're saying, okay, I'm coming online. You're starting to come online with what it is that you're here to accomplish, and yeah, so you're going to be really very happy at a lot of the new beginnings, new happenings, new things that are coming forward and unfolding. But these are things that you, in some ways, have dreamt about or thought about or imagined. And you will be getting more intuitive insight, more intuitive hits. All right, let's look at the 27th and 28th. Happy birthday to my son. It's the 28th. So that's Saturday and Sunday. All right. For some of you, the first thing they're showing me is like, it looks like this book is opening, and it reminds me, feels like an ancient text or like the Bible. And they're taking me down and they're talking about temperament. They're talking about the truth. Like, what is the truth? So I see you kind of really wanting to connect with what is the truth. But also they're saying temporary, like things seem to be fleeting. So if everything's just like in my hand and flows through it like sand, that like it's like sand and just flows through, then what do I have left? What is mine? What is my truth? What is there that's what's permanent? Very deep. Well, they're saying that too, you're also recognizing the impermanence of life. So it's not like you're disillusioned, but you are wanting to know, well, what is permanent? Like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of like, it's like they're showing me like a little Richter scale of like things going up, down, up and down, up and down. And you're kind of looking at like how life goes like this. Like, but they said too, isn't that like a heartbeat in a way? And they said, if it's just a nice, even rhythm, or if it's just a flow. All right. And they said, so you alone set the dial and the rhythm and the experience of this impermanent life of the impermanence of life. So perhaps we want to slow down, breathe, take it easy a little bit, actually get a little deeper emotionally and start to feel a little bit more instead of racing past our feelings or staying stuck in our mental plane. It's cute because they said, yes, you can just take your head off if you want. We don't need to think that much. We just need to be. All right. So you're being drawn to really be present, decide to feel a little bit more and experience your days, your moments. A lot of depth there. All right, so let's see, then we're going to look at the 29th and the 30th. Okay, I see you taking some big steps. It's almost like I feel too that you are in a position where, it's kind of like when we're kids and we would put on our parents' clothes or something. They were big on us in that. We were playing dress up. So I see these clothes that are on you and they're too big, but you're lifting up the pant legs. You're going, I can take that step up. And it's like, I've been saying I'm a certain thing. I have been projecting that I am mature. I have been projecting that or playing with a mask that I wear that tells people who I am or that I tell people that I am. And now it's time for me to deliver the goods. And not only is it time for me to deliver the goods, it's time for me to step up and fill up this role I've been playing. So you're going to step more fully into a position or a role that you have been working on for a long time. I also hear closure. So for some of you, it will be closure. It will be not the end of a chapter, but the closure of that chapter as we move into and unfold into the next phase of balancing out rules, relationships, and I'm hearing the temperance of becoming an adult. To truly become an adult, not to pretend to be an adult. I know kids these days say, well, they're adulting. Even seniors are adulting, okay? We're all trying to figure it out along the way. But this is more of that you really are filling up what it is that you have wanted to fulfill within yourself. And the process and the progress and the supplication is before you. All right. Yeah, feels good. All right, so let's look at from the 15th all the way through to the 30th and see what they have. All right, I hear right away, fear not, for I am with you. It's okay, go fearlessly where no one else has gone. You are being supported, you are being loved, and you are being driven. And they're saying, do not dig a hole and go hide in it. They said, this is not a time for hiding. This is a time for popping up and getting it done and playing at the game of life. All right? Just play. Remember to be a child and have fun. This is supposed to be fun. I also, for some of you, I see it's like you're coming out of the cocoon. It's like if you've been in shut down or hiding away, I see the blinds coming up and you kind of like bringing in like, okay, it's time to go places and do things and get out again. And I hear you. So I feel that some of you are going to start to actually hear spirit or hear how you're being led, hear how the thought pattern, like paying attention to the thought patterns you're running or that you are picking up, not the ones we're running, the ones we're picking up that are helping you to take these new steps that are out in front of you. It's like, I knew to do that. I felt that. I got that. I saw that ahead of time. Yeah. All right. And boy, when I do the 15th to the 30th, they go, the sky's the limit. So this is not a time to hide away. This is a time to get out there. Get out there. Feels really good. Feels gentle though and easy. I heard somebody said something on Facebook. Gave us a friend, Susan Manwich. I'm going to say her name. A wise soul, a wise young soul. And she said it feels like we've been in a walking meditation. And that is exactly how it has felt. The 1st to the 15th anyway has been feeling like that, for some. For others, they've been confronted by fears or challenges, depending on where you're at in your level of growth and what you're learning. And even if you are somebody that has maybe maybe you're evolved, you've been through, we still start all over again. It's where you have to implement what it is you say that you know, believe, and facilitate. Sometimes when people facilitate for others, they don't do it for themselves. So there is a recycling of incorporating and growing and learning to know what you know. Hmm. I just see the bar being raised much higher. We will have much higher, and I don't mean this as standards like, oh, you don't measure up. What I'm seeing is that what we want for one another, what we want for humanity, that bar is raised. And it is not too high for any of it. It is like we found this space of like, this is what matters. This is what counts. This is where our consciousness should be for one another, for the planet. So it feels good. I do hear the travel bug, so some of you are going to be getting the travel bug and wanting to get out there and get some things, do some traveling. And for others of you too, I see a little medical issue, not medical issue. I don't want to say it like that, but I do see a visit to a doctor. For some of you, perhaps it's like dealing with like what vitamins should I be taking? How is my health? It's not so much like you have to go to the doctor, but more so like annual checkup, making sure that everything's running correctly, and or maybe even reassessing medications you take and realizing I don't need half of those, or what's useful, what's not useful now. Yeah. hmm Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty good for April. With that, I want to share that I'll have a free ETS. It will be up from the 15th through to the 18th. And I'll have the link in the credits below. And then after that, it goes into a store that I have on my website called ETS Now. Some of you have written and said, well, I really like that. Could I purchase it? It's in there for you if you decide you want to have that for your own personal library. Um, so anyways, I'll have that link up there for you. And with that, I want to say thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. And if you would like a session, you know how to reach me. Thank you. God bless.